In this video, we will take an example of a design of cantilever retaining wall. So we have been given a cantilever retaining wall to retain earth embankment of 4 meters high above the ground level. The density of the earth is said to be 18 kilonewton per cubic meter. The angle of repose is 30 degrees. The embankment is horizontal at its top. The safe bearing capacity of the soil is 200 kilonewton per square meter. The coefficient of friction between soil and concrete is given as 0.5. Let us adopt M20 concrete and Fe415 steel. So let us begin solving the problem by writing the data what is already given to us. The height of the embankment is 4 meter. Density of soil is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. Angle of repose 30 degrees. SBC of soil, let us call it Q0. You can also represent it as small p, is 200 kilonewton per meter square. And mu, which is the coefficient of friction, is given as 0.5. So from the material that we are using, we get FCK as 20 Newton per mm square and Fy as 415 Newton per mm square. Next, we have to dimension the retaining wall. First, we need to find out what is the coefficient of active earth pressure, and it is given by Ka. So K suffix A is equal to 1 minus sine phi upon 1 plus sine phi, which is, when you substitute the value of phi as 30, we will get this as 1 by 3. Next, we need to find out what is the minimum depth of foundation that is required. So the formula is the SBC of the soil upon the density of the soil into Ka square. So SBC is 200, gamma is 18, and Ka is 1 by 3. So it comes to 1.2 meters. So let us provide a depth of foundation as 1.2 meter. So sometimes we will not get a round figure like this. We might get something like, say, 1.18, and we can round it off to something slightly higher. Now the overall depth of the wall will be the height of the embankment, which is 4 meter, and the depth of the foundation we have just calculated. So it comes to 5 meters. On the right hand side, you see the figure. So this is 4 meters of the embankment, and this is 1.2 meters of the foundation. So the total height is 5.2 meters. As an approximation, the thickness of the base slab is taken as the overall height divided by 12. Okay, so 1/12 of the overall height. So 5.2 divided by 12 will give us 0.43 meters, which is 433 mm. Let us adopt something slightly higher than this and take it as 450 mm. Generally, the height or the depth of the base slab and the thickness of the stem at its base is kept the same. So we've just calculated the thickness of the base slab as 450 mm. So the thickness of the stem at the base also, we will keep it as 450 mm. To design the stem, we need only the height of the stem. So the height of the stem, let us denote it by small h, and it is the overall height of the retaining wall minus the depth of the base slab. Okay, so the depth or the thickness of the base slab is 0.45 meters. So 5.2 minus 0.45 will give us 4.75 meters. Next, we need to find out what should be the width of the base slab. So the width of the base slab is denoted by small b, and as an approximation, we have it somewhere between 0.5 h to 0.6 h. Okay, so this ranges between 2.6 meters to 3.12 meter. So we can have the width of the base slab anywhere between 2.6 and 3.12. Let us adopt the width as 3 meters. So the overall width we have written down here as 3 meters. Okay, also if you see, we have mentioned in the diagram what is the depth of the base slab and what is the thickness of the stem at its base. So 3 meters is the overall width of the base slab. The width of the toe slab is generally kept equal to 1/3 of the total width. So the total width is 3 and we get the width of the toe slab as 1 meter. Let us now move on and try to design the stem. So we know the height of the stem is small h, which is 4.75 meters. The horizontal active pressure due to the earth retained is denoted by P suffix A, where A stands for the active pressure, and it is given as Ka gamma into H. So if we have a retaining wall of this height, the distribution of the earth pressure will be triangular in nature. It will be triangular in nature, and the intensity of it at the base of the stem will be Ka gamma into small h. So this is the intensity. Now this is the triangular distribution of the soil which is retained, and if we want to know the centroid of where it acts, okay, the centroid of where it acts at 1/3 of its total height. Okay, so somewhere here, and this height will be h by 3, where h is the total height. Okay, so this height, here is h, small h. So Ka gamma into h is the pressure due to the soil which is retained. If we want to find out the total pressure what the earth is putting on the retaining wall, it will be, since it is triangular in distribution, it will be the area of the triangle, and it will be half into the base is Ka gamma into h. So this is half base into height, and the height is h. So we will get half Ka gamma h square. Okay, so this is written here. Total horizontal force due to the earth retained is denoted by P suffix h. Okay, so that's the horizontal force. Sometimes when the embankment is not horizontal at top and it is at some given angle, there will be two components, PH and PV. But since in the problem it is mentioned here that it is a horizontal embankment, so we'll have only the horizontal component. So this is the same formula I have just derived here. Okay, so it is triangular distribution and it is acting at h by 3 from the base of the stem. So if we want to calculate the moment above the base of the stem, it will be pH into h by 3. So h by 3 is the distance at which the centroid of the pressure is acting. So when we substitute the value of pH and h by 3, we get 107.17 kilonewton meter. So this is the working moment. Next, we need to find out the factor bending moment. Mu is equal to 1.5 times m. So 1.5 into 107 will give us 161 kilonewton meter. Limiting thickness of the stem base. Now here what we are doing is we are checking whether the depth that we had initially assumed is right or not. Okay, so this is nothing but small d required. The D required for the moment, ultimate moment that we have just calculated. Okay, so the formula is D required is equal to under root of mu upon Ru. Okay, so this term is nothing but Ru limiting. Okay, Ru limiting into B. Now let us just have a look and refresh our memory on what is Ru limiting. So the limiting moment of resistance mu limiting is given by Ru limiting into Bd square. Okay, so Ru limiting depends upon the various grades of steel that we are using. So Ru limiting is 0.1489 FCK for Fe250. It is 0.138 FCK for Fe415 and it is 0.133 FCK for Fe500. So since we are using here Fe415, Ru limiting in our case will be 0.138 FCK. Okay, so this value is written here directly in the formula mu upon 0.138 FCK into B. So this gives us D required as 242 mm. We have provided the overall depth of the stem at the base is 450 mm. Okay, so the overall depth of the stem is 450 mm. If we consider the effective cover of the stem as 50 mm, so the effective depth becomes 400 mm. So this is how much we have provided. Okay, this is D provided, whereas required is only 242 mm. Okay, so that means what we have provided is sufficient. Okay, so let us continue with the effective depth of 400 mm. Next, the area of steel we have to find out, and it is given by this formula 0.5 FCK upon Fy and so on. So remember, when we are designing a slab, we take the width as 1 meter, which is 1000 mm. Okay, so we substitute the values of FCK, Fy, Mu. Also here Mu we have calculated in kilonewton per meter, but all the other quantities are in Newton per mm square. So to convert Mu into Newton mm, you have to multiply it by 10 to the power 6. And the area of steel that is calculated is somewhere around 1188.6 square mm. Let us use 16 mm bars. So using 16 mm bars, okay, the spacing that that is required for a width of 1000 mm, okay, 201 is the area of one single 16 mm bar and 1188.6 is the total area required. So the formula for S is 1 meter width multiplied by the area of the bar which you intend to use divided by the total area which is required. So you get somewhere around 150 mm or 169 mm. Okay, this is not square mm, this is 169 mm. So let us reduce the spacing slightly and provide 16 mm bar set. Bars at 150 mm center to center. Next, we need to provide the distribution bars, and the distribution bars are provided at 0.12%. So this is 0.12% of B into D. Okay, so the distribution bars are 0.12% of B, D. B we know is 1000 mm and D is 450 mm. So we get 540 square mm. When we calculate the spacing, we'll get somewhere around 145 mm. Okay, so this is somewhere around 145. So I have reduced it and made it to 125 mm center to center. Okay, so this is the distribution reinforcement, 10 mm bars at 125 mm center to center. And lastly, we need to provide the temperature reinforcement. This is on the outer face of the retaining wall, and we provide some minimum reinforcement of 8 mm bars at 250 mm center to center.